The Permian Basin Rehab Center has been providing needed treatment and therapies for patients for almost 50 years. And those clients come in all shapes, sizes, and ages, like 4-year-old Logan Thorpe of Andrews. Life may have thrown him a curveball or two, but this little slugger is knocking them out of the ballpark.
In a short amount of time, 4-year-old Logan Thorpe has seen a handful of firsts.
We learned how to crawl here. We learned how to pull up on furniture here, and we've taken a few steps here.
Up. Where's your foot? You gotta put this foot up. Whoa! Collapse.
But this first has his physical therapist, Emily Silvera, very excited. Logan walked up and down a small set of steps for the first time ever.
You work so hard already.
And I didn't know what he would do if I put him in front of stairs. We haven't tried it before, so that was super exciting for sure.
The fact that Logan has made such huge strides in such a short time is a big deal, especially when you consider where he started before coming to the Permian Basin Rehab Center.
2 open heart surgeries by the time he was 18 months old. And after his second open heart surgery, he developed a heart block, and he needed a pacemaker. And from his first pacemaker, he got a wound infection and went into septic shock. And we had to remove his pacemaker, and he spent better part of 3 months in the ICU, just recovering from sepsis. Up until he was 3, he has spent his life in the hospital, just recovering and just trying to live with his heart.
In addition to everything that happened in those first 3 years, Logan was diagnosed with Down syndrome, adding stress to working mom Marissa and changing her perspective on life.
Before Logan, I had a job. I was an engineer. I didn't really ever think I would stay at home with a child. And after he was born, priorities shifted, and I couldn't imagine not doing anything else except for taking care of my child.
Instead of heading to the office every morning, Marissa began heading out for trips to doctor's offices and therapy.
Instead of play dates with the other moms and kids, you've got, I've got an appointment at PBRC.
Yeah, which is okay because Logan's best friends are here, so all the ladies are his girlfriends.
And it's these friendly faces at the Permian Basin Rehab Center that make the trip worth it for Marissa and husband Leighton. They spent an hour and a half on the road from Andrews for the services here.
We knew our only choice was either going to be Midland, Odessa, or going to Lubbock for therapy. So we just tried to stay as close to home as we could.
Logan comes to PBRC twice a week for physical and occupational therapy. Paige Royal is his OT.
He's just very low-toned, he's just, not necessarily weak, but he doesn't have enough strength to do everyday things that we tend to do. And then he's just a little bit behind in some skills that we expect, like stacking and puzzle making and attention.
Paige says Logan is behind compared to other kids his age. In addition to stacking, Logan works on a yoga ball for core strength, and believe it or not, even these bubbles are part of the therapy. It's a clever way for Paige to focus Logan and work on his attention. It also helps him get used to touching things that he thinks are icky.
He only liked the bathtub before. He didn't like any other wet textures, any really dry textures either. So we do bubbles, we do rice, we'll do wet sponges and see if we'll touch it and squeeze it.
Emily Silvera does Logan's physical therapy. They've been working together for about a year total. The two are like peanut butter and jelly, but that wasn't always the case.
When we first started, things were a little rough. He didn't love me. He had some gastrointestinal issues going on that also just made him not happy to be doing a lot of the things that we were doing. Then they were able to get all of that under control, and since then we have been going so quickly into standing, walking, higher level things like that. He's really good sitting, has a lot of control there, but we want to get him up and on his feet, and he's a lot more tolerant to that than he was before.
Logan has been through a lot in his short lifetime, but he's not letting any of that stop him. And therapists here at the Permian Basin Rehab Center are making sure of that.
There's no place like it for children. Children already have limited resources, but here they have everything. And they have everything just as well as the big city does. It's hard to find a spot for Logan. So here is his spot. He's learned so much here. We're learning how to walk, which is going to be incredible. I'm ready for that. A little terrified, but mostly ready.
Ready and determined, Logan's face says it all.
He likes to defy odds and tell people I told you so, I think.
He's a fighter.
Yes. Yeah.
That's got to make y'all feel
How does that make y'all feel?
Proud, because he's so strong. He's a lot stronger than me, that's for sure.
Why do you say that?
Because he's been through, 10 procedures, 10 surgeries in his life. He's gone from the sickest that I've ever seen anybody, and just 2 weeks later, just been great. And all with a smile, always.